Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix, and this is the 2022 GMC Terrain. This is the new trim level, the AT4, and down the road there will be a Denali. There are a lot of changes for this year, and we're going to start off with the exterior, show you the interior, we'll take it for a test drive. We're going to give you some pros and cons at the end so you can compare it to its competitors, and there are a lot of them, RAV4, CRV, and so many more. We'll talk about them along the way. Let's start off with the exterior of the AT4. Now this is the GMC Terrain. New for 2022 is the LED headlights and that new front end, which includes the grille and of course the lower skid plates on the AT4. A few changes here, but the vehicle does have that same family look. Our test vehicle rides on 225 65 R17. These are Goodyear tires, but there's also an 18 and a 19-inch aluminum wheel choice, so you got to pick the packages that work right for you. For the AT4, this is what comes standard. Going further back, you're going to see that AT4 badging. Just to remind everyone, you've got a pretty cool looking SUV. Black mirror caps, roof rails are standard, and a lot of black and white. And of course, this matte black down here is great because when the vehicle gets dirty, you don't see it as much. Coming around to the back, you're going to see LED taillights and the GMC logo. You've got the Terrain here and the AT4 again. The rear valance is also matte black, and all that is part of trying to make this vehicle look a little bit more sportier than its other trim lines. The vehicle does look kind of similar to its predecessor, but there are some exterior trim changes, and that includes on the inside. Sitting inside the interior of the Terrain, it has really good visibility, a huge front piece of glass and low door sills so that you can see what's going on around you. In addition, of course, that backup camera is excellent. The rear view mirror is not available with the camera, which is one of GM's specialties, and I was hoping that it would be in this car, but maybe in the future we'll see it in this SUV. One last thing that's important is that rear view piece of glass is a bit limiting. It's just part of the design of an SUV. On the driver's side, there are 8-way power seats with lumbar, and I have to say these seats are pretty comfortable based on we're all built differently. It's got good support and the ability to adjust it, including rising it up if you're shorter or bringing it down lower if that's the way you like to ride. On the passenger side, there is also lumbar, but there are some limitations when it comes to the power. Some of the things are manual, but overall, seating is excellent. Let's take a look in the second row. Here in the second row, there is a lot of legroom. I'm 5'8", and I set the seat for me, and behind the driver's seat, there is a ton of legroom. This is really good for child safety seats, and there's the ability to put 2 safety seats. This vehicle seats 5 in total. Behind the center console, you have 2 vents and 2 USB-C connections, as well as pockets behind each seat. That's really nice. In the door, you've got additional storage, a little bit of storage, and then further down some more speakers with this Bose audio system. Really nicely designed. This is not real carbon fiber, but the fact that it looks nice is part of the new interior design, and I do appreciate that. And again, you still get that sunroof all the way back, which is nice because sometimes it's just the front that gets it. If you want those outdoors, especially at night, this does offer that. There is no headrest for the center seat. So in my opinion, the seats 4 comfortably, child safety seats for the 2 outboard passengers, inside only if needed. Some of the interior changes are mostly colors, but you can see this vehicle is really easy to use. The stalks are pretty understandable, nothing difficult to handle. All the wiper blades front and rear are here. Your audio controls and your safety features are right here on the steering wheel. In front of you, you have real gauges. To me, that's a plus. If there's ever a problem with electrical, you'll be really thrilled that this is what you have. Now, in addition, you can change the information by pressing the button on the right side of the steering wheel. Will take you from the home button, which shows you miles per hour and fuel information. And again, these go up and down, so there's additional information within each page, including the fuel economy. We've been idling for a while, so it's not a really fair example, but there's a lot of good information here, including your tire pressure and things that you might need. And all of this is available right here in front of you, super easy to use. Going over, you have your audio system, your navigation, and then here's your phone connection. There's also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Going further over to that little gear, you'll see traction and stability. When you press that OK button, you can turn that on or off depending upon what you need. In addition, you've got other information you can have in front of you, and there is a head-up display as well. Now, one of the things I have to say about this head-up display is it is a piece of plastic. And I know that a lot of brands are doing this to cut costs, but honestly, I'd rather not see a head-up display because I find this more distracting. Again, you can put that in the comments below. It does have good information, but I'd rather just see the information in front of me. On the left side of the steering wheel, you've got your vents, and that's your head-up display right there. Your head-up display, your information, and the brightness. And that's your gauge brightness. Over on the door, you've got 2 memory seat settings, as well as your locks, normal window lifts. But one thing that GM has always had, which I think is a really neat little thing, is the tailgate. If you live in a small garage, maybe you can't open the tailgate all the way because of your height, you get the ability to choose that right there by turning this dial, so it'll only go up 3/4, or you don't want it to go up automatically. Again, that's your choice. Heading over to the 8-inch center screen, we have the additional infotainment package 2 on our vehicle for $1,180. Of course, we get these vehicles fully loaded so you can see what's available. And of course, you can use these buttons or these buttons, so it is touchscreen. Everything is really easy to use. You can do the split screen if you wish. Wi-Fi hotspot is here, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Slipping over here, you've got your apps, your cameras, Sirius XM, OnStar, which is General Motors products only, and that I think is fabulous, one of the best systems on the market. If you need help, they're there to help you. My GMC, Amazon Alexa, and Spotify. Now, once you go into the apps, you can load apps in, such as Waze, or maybe you're listening to a certain podcast station. Again, that's up to you. And that information is right here, and it's really easy to use. You can press the buttons or hit the touch screen. One of my favorite buttons to hit is the auto off, and one of the things is it stays off unless you turn it on. So I do appreciate that. Not every vehicle does that. Some make you turn it on and off each time. Further down, you've got your climate control. Very easy to use, very simple. And this is one of the things that is a love-hate. The buttons for your shifter are built in here. Now, General Motors started doing this a while ago. Many people don't like it. I find it a bit cumbersome. You do get used to it. But again, is it a deal breaker? No, I don't think so, but it's certainly something you either like or dislike. There's your SD card for your navigation. There's USB-C, USB, and a regular outlet plug right there. There is no wireless charging on this vehicle. You've got 2 cup holders, and further back, you've got your heated seats, hill descent, lane departure, and if you want to go 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, and that's if you're going off-road or up in some dirty roads or up a hill or whatever it might be that you're doing on your fun time. I do like the seats. I think the stitching is really nice. The materials are soft. They are not leather. They are synthetic. But the fact is that the materials on this vehicle are really nice, and they've done a good job considering the price point. You are getting a lot for your money. Safety is an important part of any vehicle, and GMC offers the Pro Safety Package Standard. The Pro Safety Plus package is an additional $645, which includes the lane change alert with side blind zone alert, rear cross traffic alert, which is great for getting out of parking spaces, the safety alert seat for children in the back, and adaptive cruise control, along with some of the other features. Some of the systems that are part of our package are right here: front pedestrian detection, adaptive cruise control, lane change alert, all of that is here. All of these features you can turn on or off or adjust accordingly. One of the things that General Motors offers is this teen driver. If you've got a teen driver and you're concerned that they're going to be driving too fast, you can set up all the details here and put in a code so they cannot change your settings. I like it. On the upper console, you've got OnStar, as well as the buttons for the beautiful panoramic roof, which is $1,495. Under the hood of All Terrains is a 1.5-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine with 170 horsepower. This Ecotec engine is the only option that's available, and it's backed up by a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 27 miles to the gallon combined. Note there is no improvement to the all-terrain performance. Under the hood of All Terrains is a 1.5-liter engine, 0 to 60 time 9.3 seconds. It takes forever in this vehicle because this small little engine is trying its best, and there we are at 60. And that's important to note, that you may need that for on-ramps, for passing. If you're just cruising around town, you might be totally fine with this engine. So they're no longer offering the 2-liter engine, which they had offered in the past. There's a 9-speed automatic transmission in this vehicle, and all vehicles come front-wheel drive standard. There is an all-wheel drive option as well. Handling though, it's pretty good. It's not sporty, but this vehicle has everything you need, and it's really easy to drive. The brakes are really good as well. I do like this vehicle as a daily driver. It is really easy to drive, and it's very concise, and the turning radius is pretty tight. Let's try in this little parking lot to see how this does. Pretty good. It's a little bit large compared to some of its competitors, but this vehicle is pretty easy to park, and of course it is not designed to be a sports car. It's meant to be a daily driver. Driving this vehicle in traffic is pretty easy. There's excellent visibility, and that we covered in the visibility and seating area, but it's really important to note that these are all important factors when you're driving something that's every day, because it's got to meet your needs, and it's also got to keep you safe on the road. Wow, this engine struggles. It needs something more, that's for sure, but it's important that you test drive any vehicle before you make its final decision. Coming around to the back, you've got 63.3 cubic feet of storage. That's with the 2 rear seats folded down. But this has something special that a lot of the competition doesn't have. The front seat also folds flat, which is great for skis, a surfboard, whatever it might be that you've got long that you need to carry. Now, moving these seats back, that's manual. It's important to note that the seats split 60-40 and there is no spare tire. This is a very competitive class, and in order for this vehicle to rise to the top, it has to have more power because the other competitors have that. So it's important that you test drive each of the vehicles in this category, find out what meets your needs, and then check with your insurance agent, because you might find that this vehicle gives you a better value. Everyone's got different factors that are involved, so it's important to check that out because that's part of your budget as well. Overall, the GMC Terrain AT4 is easy to drive and has some great easy to use technology and features, as well as a lot of safety that's really important in this class. If you're looking for a small SUV, check out all the competitors. We've reviewed them all on our channel. Our social media links and our podcast link is listed down below in the description. And if I didn't answer your question, because there is a lot of content on this vehicle, put it in the comments down below. I'll be sure to answer that. Let's start the conversation. If you bought one, why you love it, and if you didn't, what did you buy? Let's open up that community so we can all learn from each other, so we all have car smarts. If you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support on our Patreon page, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.